I want to show you 3 ways that you can add landed cost values to your inventory values in Dynamics 365 Business Central. We'll look at how to add landed costs to the original items that are purchased from the original vendor. We'll look at how to add landed costs from additional vendor. And then we'll look at how to add landed costs on items that have been transferred within your organization. So let's get started. I have this purchase order for one item going to 2 different locations. The first is going to be the main location. The second is the west location. I've got 100 each, and these are the unit costs. So what I want to do is I want to receive these in. So I've received those in. I have not yet posted the invoice for it. So now I've gotten the vendor's invoice for the items, but also some additional shipping costs. Let me add those shipping costs to the value of the receipts in the west location. So I'm going to add a line. It's going to be a charge item. And I've got set up already in my system different types of charges. This is going to be a freight charge. And it's going to be for the west location. And I'm just going to add 1 here. And the dollar amount is $100. So this is the original PO from the vendor. I've received the invoice. It has an additional item charge on it. And now I'm going to allocate it to the receipt. Applies to this line here. This is the second line on the PO. For the items going to the west warehouse, I suggest the item charge assignment and assigns it. Hit OK. Now I'm going to post this invoice. In the second scenario, I received an invoice from an additional vendor that has costs on it related to items that I've received into my inventory. So I need to record that invoice, and I want to apply the value to the inventory value in my system. So I'm going to just put in a purchase invoice. And the line item is going to be an item charge again. It's going to be for freight. It's in my main location. It's going to put a quantity of 1. And I'm going to charge $200 for this. So now what I want to do is take this $200 and apply it to the inventory value in the main location. So I'll go up here. Because this purchase invoice has no idea what this charge is related to, I have to help it along a little bit. So I'm going to get receipt lines. And I can see this is the one right here. This is going into main. This is the PO that I just received. So I'll select that, hit OK. Suggest item charge assignment. It'll move the quantity remaining to assign over to assign. Hit close. And now I can post this. The next way I want to show you that landed costs can be added to items in Dynamics 365 Business Central is on transfer orders. So I'm going to enter a transfer order. It's going to be a direct transfer from the main warehouse to the east warehouse for a quantity of 50. So let's post that. And on this transfer, I used a shipping company to move the items. And now I have a freight bill from them. I want to add that to those 50 that I sent to the other warehouse. So let's put in the purchase invoice. So the freight cost to get those items to the east warehouse was $150. I'm putting an invoice in for $150. And now I want to apply it to that receipt at the east warehouse. I go back to the item charge assignment window. And I'm going to look up the transfer receipt lines. And here's the transfer order that we just posted. I'm going to select that, hit OK, assign the charge, and then post this invoice. Now let's look at the inventory valuation for this particular item. And you can see that this is my current available inventory for this particular item. And you can see that the receipt on the first PO to the west warehouse for 100 items had the additional landed cost. There's the current unit cost. And then for the 100 that I sent to the main warehouse, I had an additional invoice from another vendor for freight. I added that as a landed cost, and you can see that the unit cost here is $142.50. Then finally, I did a transfer order from part of my inventory from Maine to East, and I added additional freight for that to make that happen. I also added that as a landed cost, and you can see that the unit cost that's being maintained for that item in that location is $145.50. So this shows you that Dynamics 365 Business Central can maintain separate costs in separate locations, and there's 3 ways that you can apply landed cost to your receipts and your transfer orders.